Let's cover some PUBG news, shall we? On a number of things. PUBG matchmaking, MMR, bot lobby. OG Erangel has been confirmed May 14th for PC. 2 weeks only, a very, very, very short, limited time event. The following week, it'll go out for console. It'll be there for 2 weeks. Twitch Rivals got announced officially for the OG Erangel hype, which is super, super cool. If you've been around in Twitch and PUBG a long time, those kind of events used to be all the time. So to see them back now, great news for the community, whether you're playing it or not. And then there's a new old Scar skin that's available for a limited time only, but it's a Chinese event, which they do often. So in order to take advantage of it, you have to change like your Windows language modes and that kind of stuff. So we'll cover the things you need to cover and need to know right now. All right, numero uno, OG Erangel, the classic returns. PUBG put out this little hype 28 second trailer. Let's take a watch. That's the old lobby theme music. And that right there is the picturesque old, background image for PUBG. May 14th through the 28th for PC, and then May 23rd through June 6th for console. Again, it's 2 weeks only. So let's go over the patch notes. Well, not patch notes, rather. Just their little excerpt that they posted on their website for this. So that'll be... here we go. Erangel Classic. Jesus, what the hell was that about? Erangel Classic returns. Now, as a lot of people say, CDome, what do you mean by OG Erangel? It's the original Erangel, the original PUBG when it released in 2017. So they completely reverted back to that limited or that old early access vibe for PUBG. So a lot of it's going to be nostalgia. Are the old bugs going to be in there? I don't think a lot of the old bugs are going to be in there, to be fair, because I think it is still playing on the current UE4 engine. But let's take a look at what they kind of do in the little excerpt. And then again, this is not the, what's the word I'm looking for? Patch notes. Jesus, I'm freaking having a brain fart. This is not the patch notes. This is just their announcement for Erangel. When we get closer to May 14th, we'll get the actual patch notes for that patch, which would be update 29.2. And we'll likely be seeing more things, not just the OG Erangel. Okay. All right, here we go. So there's just some images of the old Erangel. So if you don't remember, if you didn't play old Erangel, this is what the old Milta Power looked like. So yeah, obviously the two big nuclear cooling towers here. You have the containment structure. This is where the actual nuclear reactor and everything is. And then this was one of their like GSBs or MSBs. And so in this big warehouse, there's a bunch of loot on the bottom side here. I think they even had the turbines or the condensers down here, like pipes and stuff you can crawl over. And then there's a cool little staircase you can come on top of. You can actually get on top of this roof and fight or own the roof. What was really interesting about the OG Erangel for situations like that was you could not jump off and parachute like you could today. So I'll be curious once we read these notes if they go back and don't allow the redeployable parachute, or if it's now still allowed in the OG mode. That will be interesting. Here's Pachinki, the OG Pachinki. And so you'll see not a lot has changed with Pachinki. The church obviously looks a little more desolate. Maybe the terrain here changes a little bit, but I think for the building layouts for Pachinki, I think most of it's kind of the same. Maybe the little underground bunkers are a little different. I don't know. Some of you OG or some of you hardcore Pachinki fans might notice a few things that I usually don't land in Pachinki. I guess a couple things that kind of point out to or stand out to me is back here, because the current Erangel has like the warehouses and stuff out here, so maybe that's a little bit that's changed. I know usually if you guys watch this stuff, I'll usually copy and paste it to a Word document. If you see on the bottom right, I don't have Windows activated on my new PC build yet, so bear with me on that. All right, May 14th to May 28th for PC. May 23rd to June 6th for console. So it's 2 weeks only. Erangel Classic will replace the current Erangel map in normal matches during the above period. What we do not know yet is if they're going to have a dedicated feature map for Erangel Classic. I hope to the baby Jesus that they do, have a featured map where you can, if you want, only play Erangel Classic 24/7, especially because it's only for 2 weeks. That's really what I want. Featured maps usually do not work well in North America or us smaller regions, but gosh, for this mode or this map, I really hope that that's the case. They have a way to play only that. But this also means is that if you choose the regular map rotation, it will be in the regular map rotation too, so you'll have a chance to play it. Okay, so it says, remember that gloomy, melancholic weather that you secretly enjoyed? Meet the foggy and rainy weather on the battlegrounds once more. And this is very true. PUBG did have this old melancholy feel. It's a great word for it. And I remember, like, I vividly remember watching like Doc or Shroud or Summit play on these streams and have this like very overcasty, foggy, rainy kind of weather pattern. It was really, really cool. And it really did make it feel more like a survival experience. Obviously the game's changed quite a lot since then, but yeah, so that'd be really cool and fun to revisit that nostalgia. Miss the days when you had to rush to grab your favorite weapon? Bench weapons are reinstated on the starting island. Seize your weapon before the supply runs dry. So for those who don't remember or haven't played it, the starting lobby, you start on the island and you used to be able to run and grab a gun if it was still there and shoot it in the lobby with limited ammo. That was removed after, I don't know how long it was in the game. I think they said because of stability reasons, and some people complain like, oh my god, everyone's just shooting in the lobby, but you can mute your game or whatever. But so that's cool. That's a little throwback. We even dialed back the clock on the UI. So Erangel Classic, you'll be greeted to the familiar sight of the vintage world map and mini map, the match start timer, and the charmingly tacky font and graphics. It's a nostalgic journey that transport you to the past. So this is the countdown timer, so a blue timer. Here's the old match, and then the font and graphics and stuff like that. So like I said, it's really just gonna be a blast from the past. Now, I want to know, truthfully, how many of you remember this? The firearms carry a certain nostalgic touch too. That's right. We've reduced the recoil. While not an exact replica of the old Recoil, players will still be able to reminisce about those early PUBG days and search for the Tommy gun in the care package, just like the old days. I didn't remember PUBG having lower recoil when it was first introduced, and apparently that was the case. I don't remember that because I started playing on console in early access, and I knew that they changed console's recoil because obviously you're with a controller, but I did not know that PC at one point had lower recoil, and then they raised it after, I don't know, a certain amount of time. And then, of course, Tommy gun going back in the care package. That was one of the first care package weapons. The M24 and the M249 were also care package weapons. I don't know if they are also going back to the crate. And I also don't know if that means the Tommy gun is... actually, the Tommy gun was always 45, right? Yeah, so I don't know if the UMP is going 9mm and the Vector is going 45 like it used to be. I don't know how, like, exactly what they're doing for the change. We won't know until they release the patch notes. They've also apparently added clothing back to the world spawn. So it seems that knocking down enemies will require more time, just as it used to. So I don't know what that means. Player health was always 100, right? Like, time to kill was maybe a little bit slower back then. Is that maybe what they're talking about? Knocking down enemies will require more time, just as it used to. So I guess TTK was a little bit lower then, or higher, like the time to kill took longer. We've also thrown some clothes and helmets on the ground. Clothes and helmets on the ground. I really hope there's not a lot of clothes on the ground, because that was a very early part of PUBG, but gosh, when you could land at a hot drop and you get an overcoat and the enemy gets a shotgun, it was not fun, you know? So I hope that doesn't, I hope it's not too much of that. We're taking it back to where it all began, but with a few modern tweaks. Erangel Classic preserves the essence of the earlier version of Erangel, distinctive appearance and atmosphere, all while delivering the enjoyable gameplay experiences that players have grown accustomed to. Check out patch notes on May 13th for all the details on all the throwbacks. So that's why I'm thinking things like redeployable parachutes are still going to be in the game. E-pickups are probably still going to be in the game. Like, if this is just me guessing, those features of the game are still going to be there. They're just going to modify the look, visual feel, and then maybe some of the weapon spawns, that kind of stuff too. You know, I'm just spitballing. I really don't know. But I'm curious if anyone else remembered the weapons having less recoil back then. What's up, Flash? Flash, I got some of your stuff queued up here at the top. You can probably see it. So that's Erangel Classic. Again, that comes out May 14th for PC and May 23rd for console. And I'm working on something. I'll make an official announcement, especially for those who maybe don't see this video later. But because this is only for 2 weeks, I want to do a cool event for the community where I host either like a whole night of custom games, or maybe I put together some kind of tournament or something for the community to, obviously free to join, free to play. We all just kind of get together just to have a good time and reminisce in the nostalgia. Maybe I'll plan that for one of these Friday nights or something like that. Again, I'll kind of iron out the details and the times and all that. And I'm going to work to see if I can get some giveaway codes for you guys as well. So if you want to come watch or play and participate, we'll be doing, G-Coin giveaway codes. So if you're interested in something like that, let me know in the comments in the video down below that you would want to join or want to watch or want to play, so that I can kind of get a feel for how many people would want to partake in that. Okay, so that's the Erangel announcement. Now, PUBG also, or Twitch also announced Twitch Rivals. Where the heck is... not following Twitch Rivals. Here we go. So I'm not getting invited. So Twitch Rivals posted this today as well, and it was a repost of the PUBG video, but it says we're going back, and it's all in Twitch font. They're going to be hosting a Twitch Rivals tournament event. The last team, 64 players, May 17th at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's when the Twitch Rivals tournament event is going to be hosted. I don't know how to get my calendar on Windows 11, so I can't click that button. Okay, I'm still learning Windows 11, but that's a Friday, May 17th. I don't know if I'm invited to this tournament. I obviously would love to partake in the Twitch Rivals tournament, but if I remember properly, Twitch Rivals is hosted by Twitch, with the help of whatever game developer publisher they're working with. So I think Twitch usually chooses their higher view, like bigger streamers, to be invited to those events. So again, I don't know if I'm invited or not invited, or I don't know what the whole process is, but I think it's very likely we see a lot of big names who used to play PUBG a lot come back for that kind of event, which is going to be just a really fun thing to watch. And obviously if you get invited to play, it'd be awesome to freaking play in a Twitch Rivals event. So that's going to be really cool and exciting. And they're going to have I shouldn't say they're going to. They usually have like giveaways and like stuff for the viewers during the events as well. So put that down on your calendar, May 17th, Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Then of course I'll let you guys know who the teams are and if I get invited and all that kind of good stuff. So that's going to be a really cool event. And who knows, maybe I host our community event that night as well. Like maybe like that's during the day, and then at night I do our community event or something. I don't know. Like I said, let me know in the comments what you guys are kind of feeling with that. The other thing was Flash tweeted out this I'm being told it's an old skin that's been brought back, this old Scar skin. Can you guys see it? The Scar in these gloves. And apparently it's a Chinese event, which they do often. A lot of these special events, limited events, are only in the Asia market. So in order to get access to that, you have to essentially change your language in your Windows mode, where your computer thinks that you're in Asia. So it'll change everything. It'll change your language and the time zone you're in, all that kind of stuff. Then you can log in to PUBG or log into the website and then do the things to get the rewards. I usually don't do these because I honestly don't want to risk my language getting stuck and I don't know how to change it back. So I'm not going to do that, but just be aware that, hey, there's an event going on and it looks like it's available for 19 more days, or maybe it'll be available in 19 days. And so Flash says only in China, but I know there's ways you can get it if you're obviously not in China. So this event requires a Chinese phone number. Oh, wow. They're cracking down on that. Flash is telling us this event requires a Chinese phone number. Wow. So go ahead and Google a free to look up Chinese phone number and see if you guys can use that. Look, that's unfortunate because I know some of y'all are gonna want that skin, especially because the Scar got a buff. Yeah, so I can't tell you exactly how to get it. Just know that it's there, and you could probably do some digging if you really want to get that skin. I'm sure there's a way you could get that one. Then Flash also tweeted out the OG map of Erangel, which was kind of in that little video we just watched. So this will obviously be tweeted out by PUBG or released officially by PUBG when the patch notes and whatnot come out. But for those who are asking what exactly has changed, PUBG just literally just a month and a half, 2 months ago, went to like version 3.0. This would be taking us back to old Stalber, old Watertown. The Pachinki had a little bit of stuff changed. Milta Powers, pretty big change. The bridges no longer have the walkway pass on the side, so they are the old school bridges. They no longer have the ferry piers that would transfer you from Novo across, and then from the ferry pier across. And I'm sure I'm missing a couple of maybe small minor things that were changed or reverted. Yeah, so it's not going to be like, whoa, this is a whole thing, but it'll look like a completely different map because of the old weather settings and cosmetic changes. All right, so that's Twitch Rivals. That's OG Erangel, or what they're going to be calling Erangel Classic in all of the media. PUBG should be using some OG clips of the PUBG partners that sent them in. I was one of the partners that sent them in, and doing like a little media hype event for the old Erangel. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be some fun, top clips or popular clips from the OG Erangel Classic. So anywho, that's a recap of Erangel Classic, the limited time event skin for the Scar that you may or may not be able to get because it's a Chinese only event, and you need apparently a Chinese phone number for that one for whatever reason. Twitch Rivals, very, very good news. That'll be a big deal. Hopefully I get invited to it, but if not, I'm definitely gonna be tuning in. And then also a CDome hosted community event of the sorts that, like I said, if you're interested in, let me know in the comments below this video so I can kind of get a gauge and tell PUBG how many people we're looking to have participate and try to get some G coin codes and all that kind of stuff. So that's the news update recap.